Well, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. We all know what happens on a Monday. It's Act Three. And I'm delighted to be your host. I'm Kathy Holmes. And in my Zoom booth with me today, I have Celeste Walmsley. And we're going to talk all things that she's doing and some really cool stuff about some music that she's created. And let's talk to her. Welcome to the program. How you doing?
Good. Hi. Thanks, Kathy, for having me. Hi, everyone.
It's so nice to have you here. I know that you and I have been crossing each other's paths quite a bit in the last year or so, but we haven't had a chance to sit down, at least over the radio, and have a conversation. So why don't you tell your listeners, or our listeners, I should say, and soon to be your listeners, I hope, about the music that you're producing and really what's happening in your world.
Well, I mean, there's a lot that's been happening, which is fabulous. And I've had several opportunities with music. And so, what it's done is it's taken my passion for music that I've had for many, many years. So, I was a performer in my 30s. And singer-songwriter and that type of thing way back when. And when I moved to the island, things slowed down for me, and I decided to switch gears. But um, I know with like hobbies and stuff, like we kind of have ebb and flows, right? It's
Yeah.
not always usually consistent. And so I was kind of sad that, my music kind of dropped for about 8 years. But I've kind of rekindled it, and I've rekindled it now new with songwriting. And so with the songwriting, there's a lot that I can do with that, because I can get the song produced and everything in full quality to gift someone. Is I wanted to start a business that I write songs for businesses, for people who want a song about a loved one who's either passed or somebody they just want to commemorate. And I actually discussed this with another interview that I was in. She had great ideas, like for health reasons. So if you suffer from anxiety, I can do a custom song for you to help calm you down.
Wow.
Right? So saying it's okay. I hear, I feel you in my chest, anxiety. It's okay. You're allowed to go. Like those kind of things. So I really opened my eyes to the ability to help people with my music as well. So just taking gosh, I've been a performer for probably 20 years. And so songwriting and I think just journaling my own process through life, I've gotten really good at sort of being descriptive and being able to songwrite to make it um, relatable, right? And so taking situations and then just putting it to music because of my ear and my ability to sing, I'm able to construct a really good song that has a hook, that's catchy, that kind of thing. And it's just come to a really great place to provide music for others now.
Well, when you first moved to the island, it was a few years back now. I think that the way life is when we move somewhere, we often get sort of tied up in that whole business of whatever that movement looks like. I did the same thing about 15 years ago, albeit I'm not a singer and a songwriter for sure. That is not my forte. But I do know what it's like to go through that transition and try to figure out, who are you now? When you move to a new place. And so I'm curious about your music in this way and to know that, that it can move the emotion that people have in people by the nature of music in itself, and then to use it for the purpose of healing. Oh my goodness, what a wonderful way to roll, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 It's
Who's your inspiration? What inspired you to do this work?
this type of work.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, I think it came. So 2025 was a bit rough for me. I had three family members pass away and my two dogs. My two dogs were old. They were 15 and 16. So it wasn't like they were young, but just losing family members, I ended up writing a couple songs for two family members. And I found it cathartic to do. But then what happens is those songs are my playlist now. And every time they play, I kind of go, "Mwah," to that person, and it makes me remember them. And I realized what a benefit that is. I have ADHD, so life goes by very fast, and I'll forget things from the past, kind of thing. And I actually really appreciated. I'm not sad when I hear the songs.
Yeah.
Actually kind of it lets me think about them and reminds me of them. And so it was kind of an eye-opener for me going, I wonder if other people would appreciate. I've seen the other businesses where they do songwriting for, a loved one or like a romantic relationship and that kind of thing, but I thought, wouldn't it be lovely if you lost someone, and because I love music and I listen to music, to have a song with their name in it and about their life, and not about necessarily, I mean, I can do one about missing them, Um, but my brother-in-law's song is a rock song. It's upbeat because that's who he was. And it was vibrant and it was about who he was. And I just remember one of his senior aunts saying, "Can I have a copy of that, please?" She goes, "That is him to a T." So it was really cool to kind of, because I could have done the melancholy, sad thing, he's passed away. They played it at his celebration of life and people loved it. And so it opened my eyes to that. It doesn't have to be a sad song. Why don't I just write it about the person, how marvelous they were? What style of music did they like? Like what would represent them? And it's them in a nutshell in a song. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's opened a door for me to think more outside of what I do to be able to give that to others.
Well, and I think it's really interesting because I really, you know, I when I think about music, yes, I agree with you. I've lost people over the years, and a song that like when my mother passed away, it was a great example. I had the privilege of taking the last breath from my mother's mouth.
Mm.
And, at the time, the song that was really attached to that moment was In the Arms of an Angel. And
Oh.
the person that was helping to caregive along with me, because my mother lived further away than I was able to come for a
Mm.
while, a totally different story. But nonetheless, when we were sitting there with her, every time I hear that song, it brings me back to that moment. It brings me
Mm.
back to that celebration of who my mother is and was to me. And so I know that people resonate with music for any number of situations within, this great, lovely thing we called life
Right.
and different celebrations. I mean, that we have, we can think about something that went on in school or something that went on with the first boyfriend or the brother or sister or whoever, whatever. It will directly bring us back to music. And having the skill to be able to write music like that. Right? So how long have you been writing over? You said about 20 years, but like how long have you been really focusing on that genre, that part of your world?
That's a really good question. Probably the last 10 to 15 years, I think. I mean, what has happened in the past is I would write the lyrics
Yeah.
and I would have to find a musician to play music. Like, so I might have a melody and I have a piano, so I might just play a couple like keys. I don't even play chords, right? Okay, that's a C, la 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 la,
Yeah.
right? And so my challenge back then was that I'd have to find musicians, then I'd have to have the funds to go in the recording studio and record the song, even if it was something that I was going to sing to, like for performances. So it came down to budget and affordability for that. But I had a lot of lyrics and a lot of songs written. But in the recent past, I found an AI tool that I basically call it a band in a box.
Oh, how
Because,
wonderful.
yeah, so basically what I do is I write out the lyrics and I have the opportunity that I can sing the song into the app. So it has my melody and everything. And what it does is it adds the drums, the guitar, the thing, and background harmonies and things like that, and fills out the song. So in essence, it's my song because if I physically went to like a music engineer or producer,
Yeah.
that's what I would do. I'd come with the melody and everything, and if I'd probably say, okay, now I need musicians to fill this out, which can
Right.
cost hundreds to thousands of dollars
Sure.
sometimes, right? So it's in essence, I've had that at my fingertips. So now it gives me the ability to have what's up here in my head come to fruition.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it comes fully produced. So I literally can, it's done. There's no like the app I have to tweak and tell it what I want. If there's something it's doing that I don't like, I tell it and I direct it. But once I get the final cut, it's a well produced song. So it's yeah.
I'm consistently inspired by what AI can do. I was at a women's meeting some time ago and met with Jennifer, who's been on the show, Jennifer Huffnagel, and learned a few pieces about AI. And I'm completely addicted now on so many levels. I adore it. But I also find it fascinating that it can be done for music as well. And the quality is still so terrific, right?
Mm.
Then what happens to your song? So are you able to play it, anywhere? Like what is the process for that?
So beyond that, I mean, somebody can just use it as an app to be creative and keep their songs.
Sure.
They do have a platform, and so you can publish your songs on their platform, and other people can hear them there. But if you want to do something sort of more commercial and have your music up on iTunes and Spotify and Amazon, then you have to find a distributor to do that. And so I have one now, and so I can upload the song. So it depends now. Um, it depends on the song. So if I'm writing a private song for somebody and they don't want anybody else to have it, it's not going up on
Of
Spotify,
course.
that type of
Of
thing.
course. Of
But
course.
I think
Yeah.
the opportunity that if they know that when they're listening to Google or Amazon or Spotify, that their song would come up, I think that's pretty cool. Like
I
they
do
know
too.
that's our song. So I don't know, if people would be so upset or if they'd be excited that it would actually be able to be played on these platforms. But other than those particular situations, all the other songs, they can go up onto the platforms. And that's what I'm hoping to get done for the ones that get used, so that they have access to them after as well. But basically, um, there's opportunities too that the songs that I'm writing that I want to present to artists to sing. So
Yes.
that's where you have to go through another different type of publisher. And that's what I'm working on, is I want to connect. So if there's any music publishers for artists or TV and film, I'm interested, because I want to be able to get them into that.
Yeah.
In the past, I did do a soundtrack for an independent movie. So that's just, the mood music in the background. I was able to do that. And so I understand the industry. I mean, I worked on the back end as well as set decorator and that type of thing, but it'd be really great to have it in film. So that film and TV, that's a different branch of publishing, but your
Mhm.
music can go in different directions. It just depends what you want to do with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what you'd like to see happen right now with your music now is to be able to combine various different platforms, various different things that you can get the music out there and still write for people as individuals. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes, and I'm more wanting to cater to like businesses for either their business jingle or for videos that they do, just to brand their business. We have logos, we have things like that, and branded colors for our businesses. Why can't we have a branded song, right?
Absolutely.
And I don't want mine to be jingly. Like mine are more professional, like a pop song or a rock, like something that is professional. And it might be jazz, because if it's a laid back, cool kind of service, I don't want a rock song.
Oh, of
So there's
course.
there's
Yeah.
moods, right? And so I
Sure.
know I have that skill set to find that proper mood. Is like, what do you want to present? Probably because with my extensive background, I did run my own marketing company for over 5 years. So that too, who are you trying to target? What's the message do you want to get across? Like, what do you want them to feel when they walk into your environment? So either you're selling product or services, and then get that mood, and then I can translate that into music and word. So I think I have a fairly unique skill set in that regards, of all my little hats that I've worn out through my life that now come together to be able to craft a really particular song for someone. But alone with just the businesses, for therapy, for health reasons, for fun. One of the people that I spoke to, she said she had a Down syndrome grandson, and he doesn't know how to express and get his energy out or his anger out. So would have a song for him to get angry and like
Oh, what a great idea.
there's a whole spectrum that I think that if someone came to me and said, "Look, I've got this," or "I have trouble crying, can you make me a really sad song?" I will
Yeah.
do it, right? Like there's things like that that I can help with. And I think with my own journey with mental health, I'm really tapped in to what makes me tick, what helps me, what doesn't. And I mean, I could even work with a therapist where they're like, "Look, I need these elements in here. Can you make a song?" So I'm really excited at all the different possibilities, um, of how my music could be used, or that somebody could purchase
Yeah.
and own.
I
Yeah.
think that I think that that's a very creative way to solve someone's need to find closure
Yeah.
or an opening if in the event of a business or something else that's happening in a person's life.
Mhm.
I didn't really when you think about jingles, right? There are a lot of very kitschy, kind of catchy
Mhm.
sort of songs that are out there. What are
Mhm.
some of your favorite elements in a really impactful song?
Oh,
Especially for a business, right? If we're talking kitschy, I'm thinking more business than I am someone's personal, story, which would be, a very different kind of a song, I think.
that's a really good question. Honestly, I think. Because I think some of the songs that I've seen on, social media and stuff for businesses where they're like, you can come in for this, and this, and this. And it's like, it's a descriptive song.
Yeah.
I don't like those ones so much. I
Yeah.
think it comes down, the element is the feeling that the song gives you
Yes.
about the business. So it could even be an instrumental.
Yes.
Like I think it's going to be the element of impact and what is the message, and it might not even be words. Um, I think that would be the strongest element for a business one is really what are you trying to portray, and is it portrayed in the song?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
could be in the music part, it could be in the lyrics, it could be in the rhythm. Um, yeah, that's a really interesting question because I think there's just different aspects that I think. But to sum it up, yeah, if I'm getting the right feeling from the song
Yeah.
or the right impression, that's the element.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be the element. Yeah.
Yeah, I resonate with that. I think that, people want something that they can remember easily that gives them that sense of feeling about something, right? Like
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day and they were saying to me, you can put everything out there in the world and you can, spend thousands of dollars on this, that, and another thing to make your business successful. But if I walk into a business and I feel uncomfortable while I'm there, I'm never coming back, right?
Right.
Or if I see something that, really goes against my values, I'm
Mhm.
never coming back. So if you're able to attract somebody to get in the door, and to feel an emotion where you really can build that bridge, because
Yeah.
most people, they often go into businesses because they need something,
Mhm.
right? So what is it that we're going into? What are we looking for? Makes perfect
Right.
sense. So
Yeah.
you talked about having a little bit of a marketing background, or not a little bit. You ran a marketing business for several years. And when people come to you, you know, what are they usually asking for in order for you to come up with what a song might feel like, what a song might
Mhm.
do? Like how does that work? So let's use a practical example. I know that you do other things besides this.
Mhm.
When you were thinking about your own business, what was it what feeling were you trying to get people to understand?
Um, a calm environment and safe, but
Yeah,
professional. I think that would probably be the essence of what I want to portray, and like non-judgmental, safe, and friendly, right? So,
yes,
um,
welcoming.
yeah, welcoming, right? And
Yeah.
so that's probably what I would want to portray with music. And so for people who don't know, I do laser hair removal and skin rejuvenation. And so I'm in a home studio, so it's kind of cozy but still professional and modern looking. This is the decor here. So um, and um, and so having people come in, excuse me. um, I I forgot my point.
Yeah, it's okay. Because it was an odd question at the same time. Like I didn't actually say about what your business is, but it's true.
Mm,
I mean, you've run your business for a long time. And
mm.
I don't think that you're not going to run that business. I think you're shifting some of your focus to move into, I believe it's called Touched by Music. Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you think about Touched by Music, have you created a jingle for it yet?
I haven't. No. So, Touched by Music is a fresh baby, and the only reason why it is because I've been doing this without promotion and that type of thing,
Yeah.
and just doing songs sort of behind the scenes. I have two songs that are part of the Win Women of Influence
Yes.
Awards.
Yes.
Which is on February 11th, and so those will be presented, and that show is televised, so my music could be on Rogers. And so I have those two going, and I just did one for a podcast, and so I've been doing music to collaborate with people, but I'm realizing that there could be a niche here.
Yeah.
And so, with having just finished the podcast, that I think we're going to be ending up sharing the song potentially here.
Yes.
Um, that's where it sort of lit the flame that I needed to create, like at least a Facebook page and an email for people to contact me. So, my experience is not in its infancy. but my business is for that, for particularly writing for other people.
So
So,
exciting though. Like I think it's really exciting when you're in the beginning of a new business.
mm,
And I love that you came to Act Three to start that. I think that's so fantastic.
thank you.
Because I also know what it's like. I mean, we've been at this now. Act Three itself has been on for 5 or 6 years, but I've been working in radio with CHLY 101.7 FM for probably much closer to 10 or 11 years, and probably even 12, 13 years, because I had first started off with Pam Edgar, who's still a fantastic part of CHLY. And that was when she had Living for the Health of It. And so for me, it's been a long haul, right? 12 years on the radio, 8 years in front of Shaw and on Rogers. And it's there's something wonderful about having a song that you know is related to your music. And for our television show, we have that, right?
Mhm.
Without a doubt. And people can hear it now from a distance and they know what it is, right? They'll know who it's for and what show they're about to watch. So I know the value in that music as it relates to doing any kind of a business. But
Mhm.
businesses, when they're in their infancy, really need that wrap around kind of here we are. It almost encapsulates what your messaging is so that you
Yeah.
can take it to the next level.
Right. I think in order to get it to be the best song, because that's what you had asked before, and that's where I got off track,
Mhm.
was basically I interview the person.
Yeah,
So I ask all the questions that I need to know so that I fully understand the situation. So if
yeah.
it's a person, I find out about their life and all that stuff. But if it's about a business, then they might be like, wow, this is a lot. You're asking a lot. But if I understand who they're targeting, what their goal is, what their business is about, if they have a mission, all those things, it helps inspire me to write a really
Yeah.
poignant song for them, right? Because if I just have them fill out a questionnaire and that type of thing, I mean, I could, but I tend to like to be in person if I can. If I can't, we can do Zoom and that type of thing. It doesn't have to be someone who's local, but I ask a lot of questions so that I end up with a really
That's how
cool.
you get to know who people are and how they tick, right? I mean, the most important thing that you can do is ask the questions, I think. And so I'm going to ask you some questions about the Win Awards. So the Women of
Okay.
Influence Awards are coming on February the 11th.
Mhm.
You have been nominated again, I understand correctly. Yes.
Yeah,
As have I. This is my third year.
nice.
And so I'm very excited about the Win Awards. They're always so much fun. Uh,
Mhm.
how did you work with Blaze in getting the song for the Win Awards?
I actually approached her because
Good
I thought,
plan.
yeah, because with each event, like they had dancers and things like that. And I just
Yeah.
thought, wouldn't it be lovely if you actually had your theme song, like that type of thing, just to be able to play. Because I noticed when we were coming up for the not like to get our nomination, they always had a song playing in the background. And so that's where I said, it's like, I haven't been promoting this business. I hadn't created it. I was just approaching and getting opportunities.
Sure.
So it was kind of behind the scenes. So
Right
yeah,
place, right time.
yeah. And so I had told her I had one song called I Own My Greatness. And what is this about? The Women Awards, right? It's just about how wonderful we are. We're owning our greatness
Yeah.
and being promoted and we're being nominated. And so she said, well, let me hear that song. So I played it for her and she goes, I love it. And I said, well, would you like one called Women of Influence? And she goes, sure. And I literally was so inspired. I wrote that in about 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. It honestly, I wrote it out and then I was able to figure out melody and all that and get it produced. And I sent it to her. She goes, oh my gosh, I love it. I'm like, great. So there's times because I had been as well for 3 years and I've gotten to know Blaze and I've gotten to know the
Yeah.
women and what the event's about and all that. I didn't need to ask the questions.
Yeah.
So that I think that's where sometimes certain inspiration comes because I'm like, I already know the person, I already know their situation.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very inspired to write. So, I mean, if I can get paid for it, bonus, right? Like
Exactly. I mean, why not? In all fairness, I think that's wonderful. I know that we do a lot of things by volunteer. This program is certainly volunteer, and so is Act Three at Rogers. But we couldn't do what we do without people giving of their time and their heart and their inspiration. And that's why this show works, is because I get to talk to people just like you every day, where I'm learning about the why people do what they do. And so my next question for you then is, with all of this goodness going on, why didn't you do it sooner?
Oh, like that's a really good question. I think too, you have to be in. So with the hobbies and there's an ebb and a flow, and it just wasn't the right time.
Yeah.
But I also didn't have the tool. I didn't have the AI tool. So I had tons of songs in my phone with me playing crappy ukulele to it and thinking I need to find musicians to fill this out, but I just
Yeah.
didn't have them at my disposal.
Yeah.
So they stayed in my phone, created. But this was just the next step. Now they're wonderfully produced, and it's like, well, great. Now I've actually got a full song. When it is produced on AI, it's not my voice; it's an AI voice, and that's the only challenge that I've had. Because in
Mm.
the earlier ones that I did, I wanted to remove the voice, and I wanted to sing to it because I'm a vocalist and it's my song. But the app, when you remove the vocals, it would get garbled where
Yes.
where the singer was, and then it would come clear, like perfectly clear where it was instrumental, and I'm like, well, I can't sing to that and I can't record to that.
Yeah.
So I think the app has finally changed something inside, and I haven't tried it yet, but if I can remove the vocals completely, then I can make them my songs and sing them myself if I want to.
Yes.
So that's really where I started with all this, and it's only been, I only found the app in November of last year, I think.
Yeah.
So
So really recent.
yes,
This
and
is
I've
all,
written 53 songs since then. So you can
yeah.
see that my inspiration and having the tool finally in my hands has allowed me to do more art,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You also talked about performing. Have
Yes,
you performed in Nanaimo as well, or, and
I have.
can we
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your performances?
I'm very small.
Small
So
is still good. Yep.
yeah. Well, I ended up, because of the 8 years of not performing and singing, I developed anxiety on stage.
Oh, goodness.
So I was having to overcome that as well. But I mean, I love music, and that's maybe why I do songwriting and I'll do it for other people. But I did have a couple performances at, I think it was the Bay. It's the Bay at the one mall.
Yep.
They would have like an event that it was sole shoppers with special tickets that they had to
Yes,
pay.
I've been to them. They're so much fun.
Yeah, so I was a performer for that. And Tammy, I think, who was the director of, she was the director, I think, of marketing or something. So she's the one who hired me. She's lovely.
Yes,
And
she is. She's fantastic. Yeah.
and then I've won the country idol contest at the Queens.
Oh,
Yeah, so
wow.
that a few years ago. And because of my anxiety, so I ended up winning a prize to sing at Sunfest at VIX or VIX,
Yeah.
and another event. And I couldn't do it. So my prize went to the second place person, and he got first place because I couldn't take it. So I
Oh,
realized I shouldn't be performing for a bit if that's the case. So
yeah. That must have been hard for you to get over though. Like, and now you've pushed through that, do you feel, or are you still a
I
little
think I'm still, I think, a little bit sensitive with performing. I
yeah.
don't mind cameo appearances, meaning that it's another band that carries the night, and I might come up and sing one song with them.
Sure,
I
sure.
like doing those.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of anxiety. Honestly, I think it comes down to I just don't want to forget the words.
I understand that. I mean, I think that when you get to be of a certain age, or at least I am of a certain age, that I'm like, oh my God, right? I struggle with that, so I totally resonate with it.
I love karaoke because the words are up on the screen.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I think if I did have to perform professionally, I'd probably have an iPad with lit up words. I
Yes.
don't look at it constantly, but when you have a brain fart, I do
Yes.
have a skill set that I can just, I know in the back of my head, I don't know the next sentence. So I'll kind of pan and look at it and go, oh, right, that's the sentence, and keep going. So if I have that security blanket, I think I would be better. But I'm really enjoying just songwriting for other people. Like,
Yeah.
and I'd love my music to be performed by another artist where it's their song. So that would be really exciting to be
And
able to.
I do think that there's a lot of really very professional artists that that's exactly how it is for them, that they are not necessarily front and stage, but
Yeah,
they do all the writing, they do all
yeah.
all the putting of the music together, and they leave the singing to another person. It's not uncommon at all. But I
Mhm.
think you're right. I think it takes a very special niche to be able to write for an individual. And when you get to know that person better and you understand what the purpose of that is, then I think that the music can flow so much easier.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I think, especially, yeah, writing for someone else, I
yeah.
need to know what they want to portray. And some people just go, I just want a song about my dog. Like, it can
Yes.
be that simple that they have no idea what to pull out. So then I would be like, okay, what is your dog like? So uh, because of my businesses, I have a consultative way of
Mhm.
getting to know my client. And I think so with this type of business, it just comes naturally to me. I'm curious, but that curiosity also informs me for the song. So even if somebody just literally comes in with a basic thing like that, I can write something. As long as they can answer my questions. If they're like, I
Yes.
don't know, then I'll be like, I will write a song about your dog. But, I haven't had anybody like that. So most people are like, I want a song about this, or can you do a song about my business and that type of thing? And then I just ask the questions. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. I think that the consultative sort of piece of this is really how you get to know somebody anyway. It's all about the relationships I think that we create within to find whatever it is that we're looking for to support someone's need. I'm going to take a moment here to do a quick station identification because we're already halfway through. I can hardly believe that we are already. Listen, if you've just joined us, you're listening to Act 3 on CHLY 101.7 FM. I'm Kathy Holmes. I'm delighted to be your host. And as you may know, I forgot what my anniversary is, but it's somewhere around now, and it's been a long, long time. So if you've been listening all these years, thank you so much for tuning into Act 3. I hope you also tune into us on iHeart Radio, on Spotify, and certainly on our YouTube channel, as well as Rogers Cable 4. Did you know that we play every single day on Rogers Cable 4, Vancouver Island wide? I am so delighted to know that we do that, and several times a day. Holy moly, fabulous. And when we were just talking about Celeste Walmsley is in the Zoom booth with me today. We were talking about the Win Awards, and I want you to know that the Win Awards are going to be live on Rogers Television. I am excited not to be there as a host, which you know me to be on Rogers and on CHLY, but to be a candidate as well for one of the awards. And I'm really delighted that I've had that opportunity for the last 3 years. And so many of my friends and guests are also. So I got to tell you, you've got to check out When on Rogers Cable 4 on February the 11th. I'm sure that we're going to start broadcasting at about 6 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock. It'll start something like that. Please do check your local listings and make sure that you put a little bit of time aside to enjoy a fabulous program. I also want to talk about things that are happening within the community. We know that there's a lot going on in the month of January, but I do want you to know that there's a couple of things that people have been talking about that is important for us to consider. There's a lot of people that are going dry for the month of January. So it's know your limit, stay within it on every avenue of your life, whether or not it's for alcohol consumption, whether you're trying to have smoking cessation, if you're gambling, whatever it is, be careful out there and do reach out to community partners if you need some support in those areas because we all want to help each other. And so if that's on your agenda for this January, please enjoy reaching out to a counselor or someone who might be able to help you if you feel like you need it. On the other side of things, there's just all kinds of great opportunities. So, I think it's time that you go grab yourself a pen and a piece of paper because you know that you're going to want to get Celeste's information. And when we come back in a little bit, we'll get her information and perhaps she can write a song for you. Thanks again for tuning in. Celeste, I'm so happy you're here. I think that there's something that's so joyful about music that really helps us get through anything that we're trying to achieve in our life. And a moment ago, I talked about people making some different choices for the month of January and hopefully long time choices after that. And wouldn't it be great if there was a song that was attached to this momentous occasion to help give you drive and inspiration? Is that how you kind of felt like, did you suddenly feel a sense of inspiration? And if so, what was that actually triggered this whole thing for becoming into fruition?
I think just my life, being able to songwrite for cathartic reasons, for reasons to heal, to process things. I think that's where it started. Because you know, you spoke about just a motivational song. I've actually got a song called Getting Shit Done.
I love that.
Basically, get up out of bed because you can't get anything done if you don't. So just go. I know you got this. You got it, girl, kind of thing. And so if somebody needs an inspirational, motivational song, I needed that. I was having trouble. It was like, okay, no, right, yes, okay, things won't get done. I've got things to do. Okay, all right, and then cheers me on. But I've have songs anywhere from I have one about being tired all the time, and I'm doing all the right things. I'm getting all the sleep, and I'm taking all the vitamins. Why am I tired? One about depression and what that feels like. What else have I done? So a lot of times what was happening is I was just taking opportunities that when I was in the feels in that moment, if I had strong feelings about something, I could write. And I thought, I'm just going to write a song because somebody will relate. Somebody will be in that mode right now. And so even watching movies, I watched movies on racism, on transphobia, on different things, and I ended up writing songs. I have friends that were inspiration, so I wrote songs about them and their life. Like
Yeah.
I just kind of looked around me. What's going on? Can I express something for that? So
And
uh,
I'm really glad that you brought that up, specifically the strong feelings piece about things, because right now the world is in a very awkward state of affairs, right? People are struggling, right? And trying to find answers for things that don't seem just or fair or even reasonable. And so knowing that there could be a song that's relatable, I think really does make a difference. And for our listeners who've tuned into Act Three, please know that we technically can't put the music on in this second. However, I'm going to add it to this recording so but that when it goes to Arby, it'll all be connected. And then that's for the Chili side of it, but also for iHeart, Spotify, and for the YouTube channel. Um, you know, it's it's hard to describe music without going into the feels,
great. Yeah.
right? It's hard to describe music without going into the feels. And so, but sadness is also, while it's a feel, so is joy. And so you can go to extremes with this music, right? And so when you're writing for someone in the moment, it might be very different in that moment than it would be for some different event that's going on in someone's life, right? So how do you balance the one-off of that particular idea, that particular thought? Because that's not the entire person, right? Like that's not the whole business. That's not the whole, like finding the right words for that situation. Does it
Mhm.
take you a long time to do that?
Not usually, but it can be a situation. It's kind of like when people get writer's block,
Yeah.
right? So there can be just like, oh, I'm not getting inspiration. I'm not, you
Yeah.
know, um, I think if I'm having to force it. So I haven't had that situation yet with like anybody, but I think the excitement of writing it for them and getting to know them and having sort of that dopamine for me, I think that helps fuel it. But it also comes down to a song usually is um, the better songs are simple in regards to the topic and what you talk about. If you say too much in the song, then it gets convoluted. So it actually is when I do a long interview like that or a consultation, I'm reducing it down to a couple points and then I make the song about that. So so even if it's a sort of an event or a timeline or a feeling for them, we're we're made a bunch of those. So
Yeah.
I don't have an issue that if I wrote something they were super depressed or sad or whatever one day, but then they have super joy, I could still write it for them because I know sort of more about them. And this was the situation that triggered it, or this is how they felt. And so I feel like they're little nuggets. The songs are little nuggets. And so it's I'm trying to find the term, but yeah, like they're just a short little blip. So then I just expand on that to make a song with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. That makes sense to me. Um, Another question that I have for you is in regard to the stuff going back to what inspires you. Do you have a favorite genre that you just love that you seem to, resonate with? Do a lot of your songs follow that particular genre? Share with us a little bit about that.
I do love pop music. So pop is probably my favorite genre. There's adult contemporary, like
Yeah.
Adele fits into that, so I love ballads. I'm a ballad queen. If I could just go and perform ballads all the time, I would just be in ecstasy. So
Yeah.
that's that's sort of that and rock. So pop rock music, because my vocals are powerful like Adele. I can belt out a rock tune because I kind of like that edgy thing. But I'm sort of in that spectrum. So I love the deep type stuff. But with this app, I can write any style.
So it makes no difference. So the person, if the person loves country music, then you can write for country music. If they're more jazz oriented, you can write a jazz tune.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what gives me this power right now is that honestly, and if they want a male singer and they want a female singer, and then stylistically we can choose it. So I'm not restricted by my own knowledge base of what are country chords, what are, country harmonies and things like that, or if a jazz tune, if it's got to go a bit slow, like it does that for me where I come with the melody in the lyrics and it finesses. So I love it. So I'm not restricted. Like, oh, I only write pop music. So you can come to me for pop things, but that's it.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, does it wake you up at night? Do you wake up with a song in your head and you got to stop and write it down?
I will say yes. It doesn't happen often, but I have learned write it down because I'm not going to remember.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I'll record even if I've had a couple times where I was driving and I just voice recorded and sang the melody because I was like, it's in my head. I can't wait till or I pull over and sing it because I need to get it recorded because it goes out of my head. I think with creativity, when I played the piano and stuff and I was just riffing, I would actually put a recorder on because there was a couple times I'm like, oh, that was so pretty. Oh,
What
what
did I
did I
just do?
do? Yeah. And I was so
Yeah.
upset. I'm like, I lost it. So
Yeah.
especially if I'm just in this creative flow, I will have recordings or something, and there might be a snippet I like of that one and this one, and then I make a song with it. So I will say yes. If I have to wake up and I have something in my head, I will write it down.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When you think about business as it relates to this, do you have a target audience or are you willing to see, anyone if for a business or for,
Yeah.
anyway? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even like if somebody had a book launch, or if you have a private event that you just want sort of a up theme song with maybe your business name in it. Welcome to, Act Three, blah blah blah. And this is the event kind of thing. So there's there's a variety that I can do. I mean, again, I was going to say if it's an industry I don't understand, but I may not have to because I'll interview you.
Yes. Yes.
So really, it comes down to the information that you can give me and what your goal is, like what the
Sure.
outside of the song is that you want, and yeah. So
Mm.
I don't think there's any. I think because of my marketing background as well, but I don't think I'd be restricted with the type of business.
No,
If I had one.
it sounds like you can really do just about anything with anyone
Yeah.
overall, and it's quite exceptional to be able to have that kind of talent. And I hope we're going to be able to, put things in through our recording here so that people will be able to hear it, hear the work that you've done. And I will say though that I am sad that I can't hear your own voice, though. That's unfortunate that the AI doesn't allow you to do that in this moment. But again, maybe in a way that's a good thing because then it still becomes very personal to whoever it is that you're writing a specific song for. Um, and there's some really great pieces that can go with that for those individuals. Has anyone ever written a song for you?
No, no.
Interesting. And if you could write a song for you, what would you say in it?
Hmm. It's a really good. I mean, there's different approaches I could take. I could either take the soft and vulnerable side that I'm human, and then I've got these traits, but I'm okay. Like I'll make it kind of thing. Or I could take the side of um, my strong points and being more powerful and empowering in the song.
Mm.
Um, my tender side, like we all have so many facets,
Don't we though?
right? And I think I would like to honor all of them, and I don't think I can honor them all in one song.
Yeah.
So I think that's the opportunity is that maybe I haven't written a song that says Celeste in it. I'm
Yes.
sure all my songs that are personal, those are all part of me.
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
The creative piece of you is that's who you are. So of course that will be and you're absolutely right. There's so many wonderful facets to each of us as individuals
Yeah.
that I think we all have more than one song. Who's your
Mhm.
favorite singer?
Ooh, it used to be Adele. But it's I don't know if I want to say this, but I'm finding her voice grating now. I don't
I
know why.
I
I've,
I understand. Yeah,
I've listened to her music and I've got her CDs and I put them in the other day and I was like, oh, I'm not enjoying it. So vocally, she's phenomenal, right? So I
Yeah.
think that's, I appreciate that. Like Celine Dion, because of just their range.
I love that range.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just think the divas with great voices. There's some great hard rock females that I'm really admiring now, like Hailstorm and things like that. They've just got amazing range.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are some very good choices, no doubt about that. I was a big Celine fan for a long, 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 long time. And I went through a period where she grated on me. She's not grating on me anymore.
Okay, so
I'm
I'm not
back
saying
at it.
you.
Adele was the same. They were
Yeah.
protected when I loved Adele. But I think, like for me, I have, if something ever were to happen to me, heaven forbid, and touch wood that it doesn't, there are a couple of songs that I have in my head that I would want to be played, for sure. And so I'm curious about that for all of us, for everyone, like, because I think that a song can really tell you what your personality is as well, right?
And I
Yeah,
do love the idea of connecting with funeral homes and
yeah,
having that as an option. And the benefit of the way I do the music right now is I can do a fast turnover.
yes.
The person's passed away, you can't wait months, months, and months. I mean, you
No,
could
no, no,
if they
no.
want it as a gift, but if they want it for the celebration of life, I might have a week or two or more, but usually about a week or two, and then you've got the.
Yeah.
So, but I love the opportunity because I think um, just having something custom like that to commemorate them on that day, like I think it's really powerful. I mean, we had the experience now, and I wrote it, but it was like it just I don't know, it just brings it to another level. And so people want that opportunity to commemorate that person in a certain way and have a custom song, even if it's a slideshow behind it, right? Their slideshow and have the custom song with it. I'd love to do that for
I,
someone.
I do think that the custom song, the custom video piece, I've seen that at many, many funerals or celebrations of life. But I agree with you. I think that that element that's been missing is the song that's about that person. And I think what a wonderful idea. It sounds to me like you have a really groovy thing going. Like it sounds like you've got something really special in this work. I told people a little bit ago to go grab a piece of paper and a pen. How do people find you?
So they can email me direct if they want at
Okay.
touchedbymusic@gmail.com. And music is spelt with a Z, so Muzic, but touched by music is spelt normally or touched by.
Mhm.
And I have created a Facebook page with that for that business, but because it's a brand new one, you can't type in touched by music to find it. So I'm going to have to invite people. But I do have another musical page. It's my performance page on Facebook. You
Mhm.
can find me there and I can direct you to the other one. So it's Celeste the Voice. So it's facebook.com/Celeste the Voice. So CELESTE the Voice. And they can connect there. So they'll see, information about my past performances and some songs and things like that. But I'm wanting to make my major focus the Touch by Music, which I'll then post songs that finally, so after the awards, the two songs will go up on the page. I can share the podcast one that we're probably going to share with in this show on there, and then I'll start looking at the other ones. I did have one considered for a local play in Nanaimo. That fell through because they had different arrangements, but like honestly, the what's the
The
term?
scope of what you're doing is very broad. There's
It
no
is.
question. There's a lot of opportunity for people to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'm curious as well about, when just before actually we came on live, you and I were talking about some of the audiences that you've had. And I just wanted to go back to that. Like as far as your audiences in the music that you love so much, how have you been able to bridge your audiences? Like we were talking about that you had I'm wording it wrong and I'm losing my mind. I'm not saying what I want to say properly, which is a first for me. And maybe not a first, maybe a second or third. But we were talking about non-binary, a little bit ago, and that there was you had quite a you had I don't know how to call it. Can you share your experience with working with people that are from that are visible minorities or have been challenged in some way? Like, has there been a passion for you to work with marginalized people? Let's put it that way.
Okay. Um, I've never, like, I've never. I don't even want to use the word targeted. I've never made that my goal. But what I have found in my recent history,
Yeah.
I'm noticing that the minorities are getting attacked and things are unfair and things like that. And it's inspired me to write songs. One of my songs called "Let Me Be Me" is for a trans friend of mine.
Right.
Like, why is it an issue if my essence is the same and I'm still the same person? And it was my experience to meet my friend as a male and have her transition to female and go, she's the same person. She,
Totally.
I did experience that. I'm like, her essence is the same. She's just dressed differently,
Yeah.
like she's just packaged differently.
Yeah.
And so that inspired that song. So, I mean, I think if there are marginalized people or minorities that want to write with me and want to have a song, I'm very passionate about that because
Yeah.
I think I'm in the feels for those situations. So I would love to. Again, I'm not targeting or focusing.
But
Yeah.
there's a sense of welcoming that comes to that for people, right? I
Mm,
know a lot of people that are uncomfortable in speaking out and asking for a song to be written about something like that, right? Because they're like people. We've come into such a judgmental world. Right? It is just so negative out there right now. So many of my friends are from LGBTQ2 spirit. So many of my friends are trans. So many of my friends are from minorities coming from other cultures, other places of the world. And it just, there seems to be so much hate. And so to take that and to shift that, right, to just change the narrative, and music can do that. It has the power to change the narrative.
I agree.
And I guess that's kind of where I was going with that. I know the question didn't come off properly, the idea of trying to make space for a welcoming for everyone to feel safe and heard and understood,
Right.
respected, admired, you know, I just think that that's so key in any of the work that we're doing within community.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to me, that if people get to know me and they know, wow, she's wonderful, she's open and
Yeah.
that type of thing. I think with the songs of sort of passionate topics like that, it
Mm,
may just come out in my songwriting. Like,
yes.
so it may not be a song for someone, but I wrote a song back from April 2025, and it's called "Divided." And it was basically that we are so divided right now that I basically say that there's no allies. Like, we're dividing and thinking ourselves so much, and we don't have allies on either side. And I'm not of a particular side, right? Like, but it was just very interesting that I watched it, and it's like we're so divided. So I'm writing songs that typically I guess people don't promote and that type of thing. But again, I said it's cathartic. It was for me. It was like I was so sad how divided and how scary it was.
Yes.
And so it may come out in my songwriting that if I get to meet them, they might want a positive song about themselves, but they may have told me about their history.
Yes. Yes.
And all those things. Well, geez, that's going to motivate me to write a different song, and it'll be one that is just part of my songwriting and part of my portfolio. But if somebody did want to come up and say, "Look, I just want you to write me a song about my trials and tribulations," and it could be trials, tribulations, and then the bridges. This is how I overcame it.
Yes.
I'd love to. I'd love to. That's so in my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is melancholy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. I find it a little more challenging to write an upbeat song. But the thing is with the app, I can. We obviously the lyrics need to be upbeat, and that's fine. I can write something happy, but you usually have like the mood suits the words, or the music suits the words. You can't have something happy and have really sad words. Confuses people, right?
Very true. It's like coming and going at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. As much as we want to, we can't always do that. So,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. So I'm really delighted that we've been able to give the information again. It's touchedbymusic.com or Celeste the Voice on Facebook. You can be connected that way. Do you have an email address or anything like that, or was that email coming through Touched by Music?
So I don't have a touchedbymusic.com. So
Oh, sorry.
yeah, so there's just the Facebook page, and the Gmail is the touched by music with a Z at gmail.com.
Gmail.com. Okay, there you go. It's still the new year, and I'm still working out my new voice. Listen, the thing I love about this show has come up to us now, which is what I'm excited about. If you've just tuned in, I'm sorry that we're going to be just about done here, but I'm hoping that we're going to be able to connect the songs to the end of this show. So we're going to wrap it up now, so I'll be able to hopefully do that. But as always, my favorite question that I give to all of my guests, which I have been so grateful for so long, and I'm so excited because it's my favorite part of the show. If you were to imbibe a piece of wisdom that you could share out into our community about this journey that you're on, what might that look like for you?
If you're inspired to do something, do it. Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Because usually when you're inspired, things flow, things connect, everything just kind of lines up, just like this podcast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Last minute, you're like, I have a spot. And I'm like, great, I'm available. Like, I just find that there's serendipity when
Yeah.
you are in the right place with it. Like you're
Right
inspired.
place, right time. Yeah. But I do think that you have to just do it. Just get out of your own way and get her done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. It's been a pleasure to have you on the program. Thank you so much, Celeste. It's really been a treat. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in to Act 3 on CHOY 101.7 FM, on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course on Rogers Television. We do appreciate you every single day. I must say, though, that while our show itself is over, please hold on because I'm going to tag Celeste's music to the end of this. And so I hope you will enjoy it. I know I will. Have yourself a terrific day, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Act 3.
I struggled to feel in sync with myself. I felt one way and presented in another. I haven't felt connected to who I am until I made the changes that made me feel together. I am who I am, and that shouldn't be too much. I am who I am. Accept me, I've had enough. I'm still me in my skin, and my essence is the same. So why does changing my appearance affect you negatively? It's insane. You know the feeling of not being at ease somewhere, like something is off, like you don't belong there. Imagine feeling this way in your own body. Wouldn't you want to change that so you feel like you are in the right place? I am who I am, and that shouldn't be too much. I am who I am. Accept me, I've had enough. I'm still me in my skin, and my essence is the same. So why does changing my appearance affect you negatively? It's insane. It's insane. Let me be me, and you be you. There is no harm in letting this be. There's nothing you have to do. I am who I am, and that shouldn't be too much. I am who I am. Accept me, I've had enough. I am who I am, and that shouldn't be too much. I am who I am. Accept me, I've had enough. I'm still me in my insane. It's insane. I'm drawn to you, to your deep calmness and rhythmic sounds and motions. You're so vast, you're my ocean, my place of rest. What is this power you have within your waves of water? It is incomparable to any other. It's magical yet simple. So, what is this power you have within your waves of wonder? Ooh. I find peace when I'm around you. I'm drawn to your scent, and I have withdrawal if I haven't gone to see you yet. What is this power you have within your waves of water? It is incomparable to any other. It's magical yet simple. So, what is this power you have within your waves of wonder? I'm blessed you are so infinite, and we will never run out of all of you. You are my solace, my blue, and I'm so lucky to have you. What is this power you have within your waves of water? It is incomparable to any other. It's magical yet simple. So, what is this power you have within your waves of wonder? What is this power you have within your waves of water? It is incomparable to any other. It's magical yet simple. So, what is this power you have within your waves of wonder? She is strong, strong, like kryptonite. She'll paralyze you so you cannot fight. Even if you're Superman, she'll take you down quickly, because after all, she's kryptonite. Don't underestimate a woman of small stature. She may look meager and petite, but when she lets loose, she'll knock you off your feet. She is strong, strong, like kryptonite. She'll paralyze you so you cannot fight. Even if you're Superman, she'll take you down 'cause after all, she's kryptonite. She can destroy anything in her path. Even if it's made of stone, she can fight 1,000 men as she stands alone. She is strong, strong, like kryptonite. She'll paralyze you so you cannot fight. Even if you're Superman, she'll take you down quickly. Because after all, she's kryptonite. There is no antidote for getting her to back down. So stay on her nice side so you can stick around. She is strong, strong, like kryptonite. She'll paralyze you so you cannot fight. Even if you're Superman, she'll take you down quickly. Because after all, she is strong, strong, like kryptonite. She is strong. She'll paralyze you so you cannot fight. Even if you're Superman, she'll take you down quickly. Because after all, she's kryptonite. She's kryptonite. She's kryptonite. She's kryptonite. For 12 years I have been a friend to you. In crisis I supported you as you were falling apart. Your loyalty was pulled from me as soon as there was no need for me. For 12 years I have been a friend to you. You burned a bridge with me. Your emotional state was dire, and you unfriended me. Your world is on fire, no one is there to put it out. You made your bed, you blocked me. I'm out. Now I understand why others are no longer in your life. Seeping toxicity turns them away too. I just waited ignorantly until you showed me what I meant to you. Now I understand why others are no longer in your life. Your world is on fire, and you burned a bridge with me. Your emotional state was dire, and you unfriended me. Your world is on fire, no one is there to put it out. You made your bed, you blocked me. I'm out. I don't know if you are the cause of your life, or if you are a victim, but something isn't right. I don't know if it's because you are a narcissist or selfish. Your world is on fire, and you burned a bridge with me. Your emotional state was dire, and you unfriended me. Your world is on fire, no one is there to put it out. You made your bed, you blocked me. I'm out. Your world is on fire, and you burned a bridge with me. Your emotional state was dire, your bed, you blocked me. I'm out. You made your bed, we're no longer friends. I'm out.